Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Robert Phoenix, broadcast to you live from Fredericksburg, Texas. It is 8:55 in the a.m. here. First day of school for the little kiddies, the wee ones, right across the street from where I live. And I get to hear them every morning, roll in. One of my favorite parts of the day is being able to listen to them on recess and lunch. It's great. Hear them running around and screaming and laughing. It's just, it's a sound that a lot of people haven't really heard since their childhood in a lot of ways, and I like it. I like it. A little bit of innocence, a little bit of piped-in innocence. How was everybody? I'm just waiting for all the streams to connect up. We are live over on the 15-minute side of things. I just need to check in on YouTube. Running a little bit behind today. And that is how it is. I can apologize for it. I slept a long time last night. Long time. Hey, there's Ani. Hi, Ani. Nice to see you. Good morning. Maybe I should use my radio voice today. Hi, Robert Phoenix here. It's about 3 right before the top of the hour. I hope everybody's had their coffee and the commute is gone. As smooth as silk. We're staring down another 3-digit day here in the Hill Country, right around 100, 101, 102. But we've got the hits of the 70s to keep you cool. And now here's Andrew Gold. Oh, what a lonely boy. Hey, Jennifer, good morning. There's Judy. There's the sticky one. Justice. We get justice every morning, right here. Justice is served every morning on 15 Minutes of Flame. I'm glad. There's Uncle Glenn. Good morning, Uncle Glenn. Who else do we have in the chat room today? Who has assembled and arrived? There's Steve. Hey, Steve. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Got some interesting stuff to talk about today. Really interesting stuff with Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. Not to be confused with Brian Epstein, manager of the Beatles, or Harvey Weinstein, manager of Miramax Films. It's the Steins. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to play a little video. This is just to kind of get you going, wet your whistle a little bit. I'm sure some of you have seen this. Okay, here he comes. Come on. Right here, right there, right here. Come on. This is where you want to go. He's got to make the difficult journey. You just can't take the easy journey. He has to have a dramatic entrance. Maybe I should have like a Jasper graphic that would flash. Jasper alert, Jasper alert, Jasper alert. Right now he's circling the dais. He's circling my stand-up desk here. I'm being stalked by Jasper. Come on. You coming up or what? Oh, he's going to make the jump. He is. Tail and all. Come on, Jasper. Put your best face forward for the people. There we go. Wouldn't be a show without Jasper now, would it? All right, so let me give you this sort of the wind up for the clip I'm about to play. I'm sure some of you have seen it. It's Chris Cuomo going steroidal. I mean steroidal. It is not pretty. Chris Cuomo is a guy that works out a lot. You can tell the guy spends a lot of time in the gym. A lot. Personal trainer, probably, sometimes. If not, he's definitely pumping iron. And a lot of times, people that work out use supplements. I work out. I use a supplement. I use protein powder, and I got this little horrible tasting concoction that's got a bunch of like Chinese herbs and stuff in it. And I also use some MCT oil. I don't use creatine or any of that stuff. That's usually good enough. I don't know what Chris Cuomo is using, but I guarantee you he can get the best shit to pump up the volume, right? So keep in mind that he is an anchor for one of the world's most prominent, and I mean prominent, news channels. Right? He's a CNN guy. And he's a terrible interviewer. He's really bad. He's just so bad. It's like the level of journalism has sunken. Really sunken. In our time. And this guy is basically fronting a so-called news network, which we know it's not. Anyway, the story goes, he's out at some public event, and apparently Trump called him Fredo. Fredo being the weak member of the Corleone family who is ultimately sacrificed by the Corleone family because he is not loyal. So, of course, Chris Cuomo, being Italian, believes that being called a Fredo is the equivalent of being called the dreaded N-word, okay? So, he's at some kind of function, and this guy decides that he's going to throw the Fredo out there. And this is what happens. Here we go.
I thought that's who you were.
No, punk-ass bitches from the right call me Fredo. My name is Chris Cuomo. I'm an anchor on CNN. Fredo is from The Godfather. He was that weak brother.
Isn't that your
And
brother?
they use it as an Italian aspersion. Any of you Italian? Are you Italian? It's a fucking insult to your people. It's an insult to your fucking people. It's like the N-word for us. Is that a cool fucking thing?
You're a much more reasonable guy in person than you seem to be on television.
Yeah, but if you want to play, then we'll fucking play. If you've got something you want to say about what I do on television, then say it. But don't call me a
Hey,
fucking
man,
insult.
hey, listen.
What?
I don't want any problems.
Yeah, you're going to have a big fucking problem.
What's the
It's a
problem?
little different on TV. Don't fucking insult me like that.
I didn't insult you.
Fuck, you call me Fredo. It's like I call you punk bitch. You like that? You want that to be your nickname?
I didn't call you that.
You called me Fredo. You know my name's not fucking
I
Fredo.
thought your name was.
You did not think my name was fucking Fredo. Don't be a liar.
thought your
You want to
name
be a
was-
man, stand up like a man.
I'm standing up, man.
You want to be a man, I'm
Yeah,
here.
I'm standing
Then
up.
fucking own it. Then own what you
Listen,
said.
man, hey.
Then own what you said.
Listen,
Take
man,
them-
I don't
yeah,
have
what?
a problem with you,
Yeah,
man.
you're going to have a fucking problem.
What? What are you going to do about it?
I'll fucking ruin
Do
your
something
shit.
then.
I'll
Do
fucking
something.
throw you down these stairs like a fucking punk.
Please do.
Why, so
Why?
you
You
can
don't wanna
fucking
do
sue?
that. You don't
So
wanna
you
do
can
that.
fucking sue?
Well, why don't you do it
Go
then?
take a swing. You want to call me Fredo? Take a fucking swing.
I'm not gonna swing
Take
at
a
you.
fucking
I'm
swing.
not
Watch your
gonna
fucking hands.
I'm not gonna
Take a
swing.
swing. Watch your
Hey,
fucking
I'm not
hands.
gonna
Take a
swing.
swing.
I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna
come on,
swing.
boy.
I'm not
Come
gonna
on, boy.
threaten you.
So
I'm
you
not-
want to call me
I'm
shit?
not-
Call me shit
hey,
then.
listen, man,
I'm right
I'm
fucking
not
here.
doing anything.
I'll fucking wreck your shit. I'll fucking wreck your shit.
stop.
You didn't know.
actually
Right,
done
you didn't know what you were doing when
I
you
thought
called
it
me
was your
Fredo?
name, man.
You didn't know.
I thought it was your name.
You didn't know, right?
Hey,
You didn't know what you were saying, right?
I thought it was his name.
I'm
breaking it up. I'm breaking it up. This is my body. Hey, look at all these cameras. You're in for it. You're in for it.
I'm in for what?
You're
You
in
call me
for it.
fucking Fredo?
You're in for it.
You call me Fredo?
There you go. A paragon of patience, humor, and detached objectivity. Chris Cuomo. No, he acted like a 15, 16-year-old kid in that situation. He got played. And the other guy, I'll have to say, because, we are in the business of truth here. The other guy did use Fredo in order to get Chris Cuomo's goat, because he knew that it would. He thought, I thought that was your name. That's a bunch of bullshit. He could have said, yep, I use Fredo. Free speech. I can use it, and you can react to it, which you really are, and doing a very poor job, because you are reacting. I own it. I wanted to do it to get your goat, and I got it. But in situations like that, it can be very, very difficult to think clearly. Trust me. When you've got, this steroidal freak threatening to fuck your shit up and throw you down the stairs, it takes a high degree of not just reserve, but calm in order to stay in the moment so that you can deal with the guy, right? He was safe, though. Chris Cuomo would have lost everything if he had hit him. I'm sure CNN would have taken him back at some point, but he he would have been sued like tremendously. But that's kind of where we are right now with the country. Not even our so-called news anchors are ready, willing, and able to show a little bit of restraint and decorum. I mean, really, did he have to go in that direction? You know, by the way, I would not go up to him and call him a Fredo. You know, like, I don't really like the guy because I think he is a tool. But he's, in that moment, he's a private citizen, man. You know, and I wouldn't dox him, or he's out having, you know, trying to have a decent time. You know, leave him alone. That's my 2 cents. But he did what he did, and he got Chris Cuomo all wound up, and it's not a good look. That's all I can say. He should have put his arm around him, or he should have said, hey, well, first of all, my name is not Fredo. My name is Chris. Shake his hand. Pleasure to meet you. I'm sure you know that I'm an anchor for CNN, and being an Italian American, Fredo is a not so savory character in the Godfather series. But I just want to clear up any confusion here about his name and my name. My name is Christopher. And perhaps you'd like to share a bowl of pasta someday. And a little Chianti. No, I'm just kidding. Hey man, have a good day. You know, wanted to clear up the identity confusion. No, but he doesn't do that. He's got to like go full metal asshole on the guy. You know, I don't know. It's just I think it's a bad look. Should the dude have been throwing Freddos out? You know, whatever. People on the left have done worse. You know, but now we're in this dynamic, this very polaric dynamic, where it's like, well, people on the left do that. The people on the left say people on the right do that. Excuse me. So now we have all kinds of justification. I'm not sure justification is really the recipe. The recipe for reciprocity. It's not. I don't think so. We can justify if we want to, but is that going to make anything better? Is it going to bring us any closer? Can we even get any closer? We've got a Grand Canyon wide divide in our lives right now. But it's like, do we have to make it even worse? Not to say that Chris Cuomo doesn't deserve some criticism. Oh yeah, he does, because he's generally a bully. Okay, you can tell he's a bully. You can tell he's a bully by how he responded. He's a bully and he's incredibly insecure. Somebody more secure would have dealt with that guy in a very, very different kind of way, right? But he's not secure in himself. He knows he's a tool, so he's standing up for his toolness. Let's see what you guys have to say. What do you think about his little outburst there? What do we got? Roid rage. That's what I was thinking, Jamil. Roid rage is real. Yes, it is. Let's see. Someone asked Alexa how old Chris Cuomo was, and it said Fredo is. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Sometimes I spend hours at the gym are a teeny bit gay. I know, right? That's true. That is true. I read about the $29 million OK Trust Lotto win for Zorro Ranch. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. The voice that says, I wear a Speedo. Oh my God. That is funny. You guys are hilarious. He's a tool. Chris Cuomo's a tool. That's what it is. Let me check my speeds. We got the little morning chuckle out of the way, right? With Chris Fredo Cuomo. You know what I really like? I like this guy Jimmy Dore. He's very funny. He's very funny. I know he was a Young Turks guy, but he's very funny and he's pretty fair, I have to say. He's smart. He's smart. I think if Jimmy Dore could embrace the First and the Second Amendment, I might be a consistent watcher of his content. He's pretty good, I I have to say. He's good at breaking stuff down. He's very smart. And he's funny, too. Speaking of funny, I'll try to do a little comic relief here. So a lot of you have seen the Rusty Shackelford videos, and I believe Rusty is John McAfee. Is that right? I think he might be John McAfee. Anyway, another video where just surfaced, I think today, more drone footage, but I'm not going to show that video. It's kind of boring. But I do want to show the video of the FBI raid, which, if you haven't seen it, it's worth seeing. This happened just a couple days after the whole Epstein affair, which is getting murkier, murkier, messier, messier. So let me play this this video here. This is the Rusty Shackelford video, and I'm going to provide some voiceover narrative to the video so that you can get the full effect of the video. Here we go. Welcome to the lifestyles of the rich and insidious. Today, we're going to be visiting Little St. James Island, also known as Pedophilia Island or Epstein Island. Nestled in the azure blue Caribbean, this private getaway offers its guests the opportunity to indulge in all kinds of acts of carnal pleasure without the constant 24/7 surveillance bearing down upon them in their private lives. Here we have one of the main buildings of Little St. James Island. And oh, what about the fine cabanas out back? The weather is indicative of a slightly breezy, balmy, tropical day that is always on the menu at Little St. James Island. Oh, here we go. There's some men. They are actually inside the main building. Oh, it looks like perhaps they might be wearing a uniform. They are dressed in black. I wonder what they're doing. Perhaps they're indulging in some of the island's liberal pleasures. Let's continue our little tour, shall we? Oh, there he is. He's wearing a cap. And it looks like it might be FBI. Oh, well, there's a C on there. They're looking very official. There's a lot of hubbub today on Little St. James Island. Official business, perhaps. And here we see more people. Oh, this is the NYPD. Perhaps they're having an offsite or a little getaway so that they can relax and calm their nerves in this tranquil setting. One of many islands that dot the azure blue waters of the Caribbean. Oh, and there's the FBI as well. They must be having a convention of sorts. I believe they've noticed our little drone that is capturing their festive activities inside of the main house. There seems to be a lot of communication going on. I wonder if they'll let us in and show us the rest of the place. Oh my, it looks like they have corporate sponsors. What is this? Home Depot. This episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Insidious is brought to you by Home Depot. Your go-to destination for packing boxes and anything that can be used for the removal of high-level evidence. Home Depot. Oh, it looks like perhaps it's a private party now. They're putting up the window blocker. They must be ready to serve cocktails at this point. Oh well. I guess we'll just have to suffice with a brief peek into the lifestyles of the rich and insidious. So that's it. They apparently decide that they don't want Rusty's drone. I'm surprised they didn't shoot the drone out of the sky, to be honest with you. You know? Surprised that that didn't happen. But why did it take the FBI and the NYPD so long to get there and do all this shit? I mean, why? Why? Couldn't they have done it? How long has he been in jail for? About 3 weeks now? A month? Wasn't it? So about a month, roughly? 3 to 4 weeks? Ooh, Jasper. Why did it take him so long? Why couldn't they have just like, okay, let's go? I mean, that's 3 to 4 weeks where they could have sent people in and had them remove things. Did they have to corral Epstein, pull him out of there, get the codes? The secret codes? Is that it? Is that why they waited so long? So this whole thing with Epstein now is getting murkier. So now the latest is the supervisor of that jail has been relieved of their duties. Okay. So they're not there anymore. We still haven't got the autopsy report, which, by the way, I don't believe we will. So the person who was in charge, they're gone. The 2 cops are gone. And there's this very interesting testimony that came from somebody who said that he was removed by 2 guys in green uniforms. So the feds were involved. I think Epstein was probably replaced. And whoever it is that they're displaying on that gurney is not Jeff Epstein. I don't think it's Anthony Bourdain. I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would. First of all, I think Bourdain was cremated. You know, but look, they had 3 weeks if they wanted to, in order to basically create kind of a wax model. I mean, you've been to Ripley's Believe It or Not. You've seen those wax models. They look fairly lifelike. They could have done that. They've got, theoretically cloning technology. They've got doubles and replay. I mean, there's no shortage of solutions to fake Epstein's supposed death. Now, I'm not saying that he's alive now, although there's some people who do believe he's alive. The question is, where is he? Where is he? Is he hanging out in Tel Aviv? Has he been reinserted into a DARPA program? What's going on here with Epstein? Did they get what they need and then execute him? Question mark. When we did the charts with that Venus-Mars conjunct Neptune, not everything is as it seems. It's not. But on the surface, it looks like he's dead. Behind the scenes in the 8th house, not as clear. Not as clear. I do think Trump was involved, though. When you do those charts, he was involved. So I think whoever got him out of there, Trump was involved. And whether he was involved for his administration and whatever theoretical ongoing fight they have with the deep state, which I don't think is much of a fight at this point, but let's say, for the sake of argument, that it is. Maybe that's one alternative. Maybe Trump did it for his friends, for his Israeli friends, that he seems to be quite beholden to. Why wouldn't he pull some strings for them? Question mark. So I think we need to ask questions. And anybody who tells you that they know what's going on, I'd be circumspect. And I think it's okay to hold a number of different possibilities. But the bottom line is most people don't believe what happened already. It's right up there with it's entering into kind of epic JFK conspiracy theory, classic ideology 101. That's what's happening. So one of the things that was really got my eye with this stuff is apparently Epstein won the Oklahoma lottery. This is a bizarre story, and it involves Bill Richardson, who is a slimy toad. He is a totally slimy toad. He was named by Virginia Giuffre as one of the people that she had to service. Bill Richardson, former governor of New Mexico, also has ties to the Clinton Foundation and also has ties to Genie Oil or Genie Petroleum. This is the company that has the gas and petroleum holdings that were granted to them when Trump annexed the Golan Heights, which he had no right to do, to the Israelis. It's their oil company, and Bill Richardson is on the board of directors. So he must have had some significant pull when it came to this. Let me see if we can go back here. Here it is. Trust keeps Powerball winner a mystery. Only Lottery Commission knows who is now $29.3 million richer. Tony Thornton's the author here. The latest Powerball jackpot winner didn't make Jay Fink's job any easier. So they hired a guy with the last name of Fink to be the lottery commissioner. A little ironic, don't you think? A financial planning company based in Oklahoma City received $29.3 million Monday on behalf of the Zorro Trust, which held the winning ticket from the July 2nd drawing. The trust shields the winner or winners from the kind of publicity that Finks, I guess his name is Finks, Jay Finks, Finks specializes in. Certainly, we like putting a face to winners, said Finks, the Oklahoma Lottery's marketing director. We were hopeful that they would come in. But as the time passed, we knew they were going to form a trust, Finks said. A representative from Heritage Trust Company presented the winning ticket at lottery headquarters Friday. The winning ticket was sold at Alta's convenience stores. At Alta's? Alice? That store received $25,000 from the Lottery Commission for selling the ticket. The jackpot was worth $80 million. So this is from the Daily Oklahoman. This is back in 2008. This tells you how long they've been going at this stuff, right? Trust keeps Powerball winner a mystery. Only Lottery Commission knows who is now $29.3 million richer. A financial planning company based in Oklahoma City received $29.3 million on behalf of the Zorro Trust, which held the winning ticket from the July 2nd drawing. So look at this now. Glitch delays pick 3 drawing. A computer malfunction preempted the televised broadcast of Sunday's pick 3 drawing, Oklahoma lottery officials said. The glitch was discovered shortly before the drawing was to be shown live. Jay Finks, the lottery's marketing director, that's what he said. Instead, the drawing at 9:58 p.m., viewers on KOKH Fox and KOCB CW saw a notice indicating the drawing wouldn't be shown because of technical difficulties. There's more. There's more. From the same story. So this is the Zorro Trust. The Zorro Trust is headed by Jeffrey Epstein of New York City, who King said planned to form Zorro Ranch. Epstein couldn't be reached for comment. The King brothers, Pine Canyon Ranch and King Land and Cattle sold Zorro Trust of New York at least 6,720 acres and water rights in Santa Fe County. So this is from the Albuquerque Journal, September 4th, 1994. The Zorro Trust is headed by Jeffrey Epstein of New York City, who King said planned to form Zorro Ranch. Epstein couldn't be reached for comment. Public notice of the New Mexico Environment Department Groundwater Quality Bureau had a listing for Zorro Ranch with the principal contact, Bryce Gordon, the ranch manager, and the manager of Zorro Trust. There you go. There's your lottery trail. So I'd say it's a pretty good bet that Bill Richardson rigged the whole thing for Jeff Epstein and Zorro Trust to get $29 million. Like that. Right? I've always thought that the lottery was rigged anyway. We had that huge lottery about a year ago, and it was supposedly won by somebody in South Carolina who still hasn't come forward yet. So meanwhile, that money is accruing interest, right? It's a huge amount of interest. What do they do with the interest? They're just taking the interest right off the top. The money's just sitting there. And I think the lottery is pretty rigged, to be honest with you. And that just goes to show how rigged it can get. What else has gone on here with this place and this character and what they were doing? It's pretty insidious. If I was somebody in Oklahoma, I'd be pissed. It's like, you got to be kidding me. It's not quite as scandalous as what happened with the Murrah building, the Oklahoma City bombing, but it's pretty scandalous that they managed to take $29 million of their money and somehow get it to the Zorro Trust, which is connected to Zorro Ranch and Jeffrey Epstein as part of the trust. Think about that. If you're in Oklahoma, your lottery dollars went to the depraved activities that took place out at Zorro Ranch. You funded it. It's not a very happy thought. Let's see what's going on in the chat room. Let's see what we have here. Oh, we got some good stuff in the chat room today. Let's see, we have Epstein lawyer secured removal of suicidal watch in advance of Epstein removal event. That's right. Bill Richardson, Genie Energy. Yep, they took him off suicide watch so they could have him murdered, or they could have him removed, one of the two. Genie Energy is in Karachi, likely to the sudden Kashmir events. Word having small without cameras were off too. Yes, new info coming in Trump escorts, connecting Trump to Epstein and Ghislaine. Oh, I like the spelling of Ghislaine. That's funny. Paulette says, I met Bill Richardson in 1994. He said he was an anchor baby. Mexican mother came just for the U.S. birth and left. Altus is a small town in Oklahoma. Thanks, Judy, for the clarification there. All lotteries are scams, especially those that fail to show the drops. I would agree, hypersonic monkey brains, without a doubt. Janelle says, I worked at as a nurse manager in California prisons for 10 years. The cameras are always off when it serves. Yep, I'd agree. Hypersonic Monkey, Euro Millions, UK Lotto do not show the draw live on TV, only after the fact, pre-recorded. I think lotteries are a scam. They're a total scam, and it just goes to show you how scammy the lottery is. What else do we have? Wonder how many other lotteries this has happened with via different trusts. That's a great question, Janet, and I think probably a lot more than we'd like to admit. But I think the lotteries are a total scam, and they've been skimming money off lotteries for decades, decades and decades. And that's just one, I think, instance of it being totally scammy. There was this guy named Darren Brown, who was how would you describe Darren? He's a magician. He's an interesting guy. And if you want to really understand neuro-linguistic programming and programming in general, I suggest watching Darren Brown's videos on YouTube. They're old. They go back to I think 2008 or 2009. But it gives you an insight and an understanding as to how programming works. And Darren Brown supposedly was able to pick the numbers of the lottery. But it was one of those glitchy affairs, right? I was not that impressed with that episode, but he managed. Darren Brown's, I think, there are about 3 or 4 that are really, really good. But there's one where he gets people over a period of time to condition them to rob a bank. And it's really mind-blowing. Really, really mind-blowing. It's worth watching. It's probably going to take you about a half an hour of your time, but it's worth watching. So if you want some insight into mind control and programming and the power of neuro-linguistic programming, check out Darren Brown and his videos. All right, let's see what else is going on in the chat room. Technical difficulties, the new cover-up. Yes, indeed. There are 2 ways to ensure getting rich in this world. Start a lottery and start a bank. You couldn't be more right. Hypersonic monkey brains. Oh, and Astra Flying Dubai says start a charity. Yeah, start a charity, a nonprofit, a bank. There you go. Start skimming other people's money. That's all you got to do if you want to get rich, perhaps not famous. Well, there we go. It's another chapter in the ongoing saga of Jeffrey Epstein. And we can continue to turn his so-called corpse over again and again to try to derive some meaning and some direction and some insight as to what's happened, who he's been involved with, and where all this is going. And it's not going to be out of the news until something else knocks it out of the news. Perhaps China and Hong Kong, which I'm going to get to, probably talk about on Friday, until China gets into the news and knocks Epstein out, or perhaps we have another false flag, which I can assure you we will. There will be another psychological operation. There will be another mass shooting, and we'll be on to that, and it'll be even greater in terms of its impact than the last one was. Holy smokes. We're still reeling from that last episode of social engineering. Let's put it that way. Okay, I'm out of here. Got a big day ahead of me. I've got my website, robertphoenix.com, has a facelift. Go check it out. Surface some content. I'm going to be working on that today. And I've got some clients, and we're moving ahead with the event in the fall. It's looking really great. I've got the space hooked up for the concert. It's a really, really sweet space. You guys are going to love this space. I'll take some pictures of it, maybe, and put it up on the page. Anyway, if you're interested, it's going to be the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. You can come in on Thursday night. I've got rooms available Thursday night. They're at an adjacent hotel, but we'll have van service. And then rooms are available for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over at the Inn of the Hills. So it's all set. It's all taken care of. And again, kind of a roll call. People are going to be there. We're going to have Emily Moyer. We're going to have Glenn Streeter. He's going to be there with all of his high-tech medical devices. He'll be demonstrating them. I think Glenn will be doing some sessions there as well. I'll be there. I'll be talking. And my buddy Stephen Kent We'll be performing live on Saturday night. One of the world's foremost didgeridoo players. We're going to have our own private concert. Chris and Steve are going to be there. We're going to hit Enchanted Rock. Chris is going to teach us how to dowse. It's going to be fantastic. Joan Sefcik, she'll be there. She'll be talking about some really interesting stuff around your teeth and how important your teeth are, and then the power of the smile. You know, the smile is a really, really powerful miracle that we have. And it engages all these different muscles and secretes levels of serotonin and all kinds of really interesting stuff. And she'll get into the spiritual power of the smile as well. So we'll have some roundtables, we'll have some discussions, some presentations. You're going to get plenty of stuff for your brain. Trust me on that. You'll get plenty of experience or experiential stuff. You're going to get great food. You're going to get Tex-Mex food. You're going to get Texas-style barbecue. You're going to get Texas Roadhouse. So it's going to be fantastic. The food part of this thing, I'm a big foodie, is going to be really good. Trust me on this. Breakfast tacos, wonderful. And there's 2 swimming pools. We've got the Guadalupe River just on the other side, and have a special activity that I've not shared with anybody yet. Not shared with it yet. Anybody. So that's happening the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. You can go to robertphoenix.com and find out more about it. I'll have some more caps. If you're interested in a 15 minutes of flame cap, I'll bust one out tomorrow. I'll have 2 different colors besides the black and yellow. I'm going to have black and gold and straight black. So those will be available if you're into it. If you want to get one, that'll be over on the 15-minute site. Okay, I guess Jasper wants to say goodbye. You want to wish everybody a happy day, Jasper? You want to wish everybody a happy day? Wish everybody a happy day. Jasper's wishing you all a happy day. Use your head to discern what's real, your heart to set up what's possible. Thanks for being here and uncovering some more interesting information around the Jeffrey Epstein saga. We're not done with this yet. It's pretty significant. Pretty significant. And we're not done. They may be done, but we're not done. All right. Use your head to discern what's real, your heart to set what's possible. Thank you, Chatlandia, for being the best chat on YouTube, at least in my estimation. And I'll see you guys 24 hours from today. Take good care.